You've got some really spellbinding B-roll going here.
I know. Yeah. Right.
The tomatoes were
It's
huge.
like, we'll just make it an art project.
There you go. Absolutely, I'm all about it.
All
I
right.
went to art school my whole life.
Oh, you did? Mass art?
Museum school.
Oh, yeah, museum school, better.
Before I... Different.
Wow.
Before I went to the museum
Sorry.
school, I went to the Cambridge school. Before I went to the Cambridge school, I went to Shady Hill. So I went all the way through these really artsy, touchy-feely, emotional schools.
Well, it is good to mention that you are born and raised in Cambridge.
Oh yeah, I'm local.
What's your name?
JJ Godson.
What's JJ stand for?
Doesn't actually stand for anything, it's just a nickname.
What's your real name?
Julia.
Julia.
But I was born in 1966.
Oh,
The
Beatles.
White Album. I was in a class of about 4 Julias.
Oh.
And everybody grabbed all the other nicknames before I did. But my mom had been calling me JJ since I was very little, and I liked it.
I
So
like it too.
it works.
Being that you are a Canterbury, I learned a new word. Locavore.
Locavore. Yeah.
So I
it's a
looked
real
at-
word.
Yeah, but only since 2005.
That's right. I was in right at the beginning. It's a way of thinking about what you eat, where your food's coming from, and sourcing it as close as possible to where you are at the time. Locavore is a concept, the way vegetarian is. You have options when you eat. Everybody makes decisions, and you're voting with your food money, basically, and you're influencing with your food decisions. Eating locavore, living a locavore lifestyle means that you make an effort to source not only from small businesses and local businesses, but also producers. So not just going, say, to Russo's, which is a wonderful market owned by a local family, but they're sourcing produce from all over the world. I try to buy produce that's actually grown within 100 miles.
Is it progressive at all to shop at Whole Foods these days?
Oh,
I mean, I'm torn about that
All right.
personally. 'Cause
I'm
that's
going
why
to say-
when you said vote your money, that's one of the reasons I used to shop there.
so the answer is yes, if you shop progressively, just as it is if you shop at Market Basket and you shop progressively, you can find really high quality local ingredients at Market Basket.
Okay.
They are there. You have to make an effort to find them, just as you would try to exclude gluten if you were on a gluten-free diet, right? So when I go into any place, I am looking for a product that is manufactured in Massachusetts or grown in Massachusetts. But if it's a situation where something is produced, I'm going to pick up, I'm thirsty, I'm somewhere where I have the option between a Coca-Cola and a Spindrift. Spindrift is local, I'm going to go for that. Right? So I'm going to try to support the local thing.
At Market
Whole Foods,
yeah.
you can do that. At Market Basket, you can do that.
At Market Basket, they don't tell you where their fruits and vegetables are from, though.
They
do
do
they?
some. Yeah, some
Do
they
they
do. The
start?
other thing at Market Basket is I always say if you can't shop local, at least shop organic, because
But do they have?
yes, they have a beautiful organic section in their
Because
produce.
the last time I was
Huge.
there, they didn't, but it's been many years.
They've had it for a while. It's really good. And they actually, as a local company, I would shop at Market Basket before Whole Foods.
Oh.
Whole Foods is a Texas company.
Yes.
Market Basket is a Massachusetts company. And then once I
okay.
get inside the doors,
Yes,
I'm going
okay.
to continue in that way. Honestly, if I'm going to a market most often, I will choose to go to the Harvest Cooperative.
Well, JJ, you're not only a locavore.
Yeah.
You're also a local club, restaurant / something
What
owner.
is this place?
Yes.
I found the space and then I built the business. But I didn't find a space that I could do a music / entertainment venue plus restaurant plus catering plus meal delivery company. I found the space and I fell in love with it because look at it, what's not to love? It's just the most wonderful place in the world. There's chandeliers, I adore it.
Well, I'm curious.
And it's got a great kitchen. I'll show you my kitchen.
Yeah.
I had this wonderful shared use place that I was at, and all of a sudden he decided he wanted to change the whole way we were doing it. He raised my rent, tripled my rent.
Okay.
And so I had to move very quickly, and I found this, and I knew about it from having grown up here because it was Anthony's, and it was like Oompa Loompa
What
land.
was it?
It was a function hall, a wedding hall.
It was called Anthony's?
Anthony's Functions.
Ah.
And I knew it was here because I used to live right down the street,
Yeah.
like a block down the street, all through college. And so I knew it was here, but I'd never seen anybody come or go. And I walked in and I was like, I have to save this. Because I knew that it was languishing, nobody was renting it. And it was sort of inevitable that if it wasn't me, it was going to be CVS. And if CVS came to this corner, or similar, Walgreen or whatever, it would tear apart the entire nature of this place that has been a place where people come to love each other for 50 years in Somerville, since 1964. And I couldn't stand it. It freaked me out because he said to me, like, it's you or a box store at this point. Nobody wants this. It's huge. What do you do with it, right?
Well, so you're renting it, or you?
I rent it. I don't
and
own the
obviously
building.
the owners are very happy with what you're doing.
I have a
because they
very
could-
good relationship with the
because
owner.
they could sell it to
Yes.
CVS.
Yes. And
So they must care about the community.
they really do. They really do very much. And they've been so supportive as we've moved through the process of understanding what to do here, because it was so not evident. Cuisine en Locale is an 11-year-old catering company. About 2 years after I started, or personal chef and catering company. About 2 years after I started personal chefing, I started doing something I called Once, which stood for One Night Culinary Event. And that was an opportunity for people who weren't hiring me to eat, for me to cook them dinner, basically. And these were before people did pop-up.
Okay.
This was the very purest sense of pop-up. I would go somewhere, be a restaurant, go away. And I did it all over the country.
Now, when you say go somewhere, to people's houses?
Yeah,
or-
sometimes they were in people's
to-
houses, sometimes they were in their backyards, sometimes it was in a business.
And it was a way to try and get a job if you didn't have one? Or just like, so it's a catering.
It was kind of pure joy, really. There are
Okay.
always 10 courses, but it sort of morphed over time.
Okay.
And we called them Once. And then as this thing called pop-up became more and more popular, we've always called them Once. If you search for one night culinary events, we've done maybe 100 of them, just tons and tons of them over the years. And some of them are bigger than others. The one that's the most well-known is Once in Valhalla, which is my Viking feast, where you're sitting at long tables and you are one of the honored dead and you're feasting with gods and monsters and you're in Odin's hall. It's an event hall.
It's
an event hall. That's the answer to your question. What is it?
It's an upstairs and a downstairs.
This is a 2-room, 9,000 square foot event hall with a balcony space that we call the lounge and a large room that we call the ballroom. The ballroom is set up so that we can do performances in it. We also have weddings there. It could be rented privately or it can be used for a public event. We, as Cuisine en Locale, do some productions there, but most of what happens there is brought to us by other people. And while it's happening, frequently We are open in the lounge like a restaurant. The food is provided by Cuisine en Locale. We do Mondays, we do taco night. And then on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we serve dinner. And on the days that we're not open for dinner, that we're open for a show, we do like grab and go, like sandwiches and things.
Speaking
That's
of
all Cuisine en Locale.
Okay, so it's kind of a multi-purpose event place.
Yeah.
Now that TT's and Johnny D's closed, do you feel you could fill that gap with national performers, or is that something you would want to not get into?
No, we have lots of national acts coming through.
Okay.
I love bringing in those things. We had Sessions Americana here; they were great.
Okay, so you are kind of
we're hosting the Moth here once a month, the Moth Radio Hour. Records here once a month. There's a lot of stuff going on here that isn't just rock and roll. The Moth Radio Hour is a national public radio storytelling hour, and what they do is they go into venues and people tell stories and they record them, and they're, as they say, they are literally trying to capture lightning in a bottle. They're recording, and then what they get, they go, like the best of what they record goes onto the show. I really do think of us as kind of being like a community center for grown-ups. We're a place that you know that you can go on any given night. One of the things we've started saying is come for the food, stay for whatever happens next.
Yeah.
You might see a metal show. You might see a national public radio storytelling recording. You might see an alt country band. You might see a production of all women rock bands. It's really kind of up in the air what you're going to experience, and I love that because I am chaos. That's my nature. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm very fiery, and I'm also a mouse. I see what's right in front of me.
JJ,
it always has changed.
You're very special label, and I want everyone to come to Once at least once.
At least once. Come once, come again.
All right, thank you.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.